Pastor Geno Jennings. It's amazing, right? The scripture says, I shall send you shepherds, pastors, plural. And this is the biggest problem that we seem to be having. People today will want to take out the S and they will make it singular. When the scripture says, I shall scatter my people to the four corners of the earth, and that I shall send you shepherds according to my heart that shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. There are many shepherds that I have received knowledge and understanding from. This is the truth. From white ones to black ones. This is a fact. Undisputable. And my lifestyle is a direct representation of that wisdom and that knowledge and that understanding that I received from those pastors, from those shepherds, from those elders, from those deacons. It's just a beautiful thing. And the fact is that I did not receive all of the knowledge and understanding that I have been able to apply to my life and to get the increase without all of them. Let me tell you something right now. The word of Yah is not a lie. If he said he's going to send pastors, then that's what he's going to send. See, I know an organic pastor from a trumped up, bought out and sold out pastors. Because we look at society today. We have been conditioned to think that pastors are supposed to be rich, that you got people and you got wives that look at their pastors more so in reverence or higher status than their own husbands. I've seen it. It's sickening. And do you think these pastors get up and make these corrections? No, they don't. Because it's all about power, control, and manipulation. See, let me tell you how the power system works, or the system of the ladders of the power works. First, you get your money, right? After you get your money and you get your influence. See, now that you got money and influence, what's the next thing that people look for? This is why these globalists are the way they are. See, they have all of the money, and it's all raised based on that individual. So some people, $1 million is enough. Others, $1 billion is enough. And others, 10 billion is enough. But after they get that sweet spot, the next thing they do is to exude absolute power and control over others. Because, see, power is the aphrodisiac. The control over men is the aphrodisiac. See, if I can just control and manipulate and tell men what to do, and they bow down to me, and they suck up to me, and they kiss my ass, and they lick my boots, that's why I call them bootlickers. See, the average congregation member is nothing but a bootlicker. He has no ability to direct his own life. He has no ability to make sound choices and decisions because of this society. So you're always going to have that power vacuum where you're going to have somebody come in and be told what to do. Because the fact of the matter is that a lot of people, the average person, they have to be told what to do. And see, these people, they know and they understand human behavior. They studied human behavior, so they get it. The average person couldn't tie their own damn shoelaces when directed. The average person, the average assembly person, golf clapping person sitting up in one of these churches, one of these whether it's Israelite or Christian, they are some of the most base-minded people you'll ever meet. Because they lack any kind of, and I know it's just a sad thing, you know what I'm saying? It's a challenging thing to accept. But very few people know how to direct their own lives. Very few people know how to plan out their own lives because we live in such a broken society where the family unit has been broken. And say, I'm fortunate, even though I grew up in foster care. I had men, real men, married men, alpha men, that looked at me, saw something special in me, and was willing to teach me things. And I'm telling you, I am the culmination of these teachings and these, my success, which is defined as the progressive realization of a worthwhile dream or goal. Leaving corporate America, coming out in the city, learning a skill set, submitting myself, and working for free to learn a skill set, and then turn around and then developing those businesses, or developing the businesses where I can now be self-sufficient. And now I'm in a position to teach others. That's a direct result of wisdom from men, elders, elder men, pastors, teachers, businessmen, CEOs, CFOs, people in leadership position that was able to teach me something. But the average person don't have that. So therefore, they have to be told what to do. And the problem that we're having today is that people that seek absolute power, because power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. So if you ever see a situation where somebody has absolute power, by default, they're a corrupt individual. By default, they're corrupt because they seek and they have absolute power. And that's tyranny. And a lot of people, that's the system that they are. I mean, Christianity has taught them that. But then there's the remnant, there's the few that know how to get out there and that think for themselves and that plan for themselves. Sure, have I made decisions in the past that may have set me back or hurt? Of course, we all have. There's not one man on the face of planet Earth that can sit up and be like, oh yeah, every choice and decision I made was a good one, and so forth and so on. Overall, that's why I said let's look at the results. Let's look at the results of what has happened, what has transpired, what has taken place. And so when you look at a person's life, is it in an upward trajectory? It's sad to look and listen to people today where their lives are in shambles as a direct result of not listening to good sound choices, good sound counsel. But it all has to be dealt with on an individual basis. What I'm talking about is the notion that someone that has to have blanket power over me. No, that shit ain't gonna fly with a man like me. I know how to make good sound choices. After all, look at the mannerism of my lifestyle, and it will tell you everything that you need to know. That's just a fact. Will I make a bad choice or decision in the future? Sure. That's just how it is. But I'm in this place in my life where I make a whole lot less bad choices and decisions than I did 5 years ago, 10 years ago. That's what wisdom does. That's what knowledge and understanding does. It helps you to become a better man through time. And if people have somebody that's just simply put, that's just directing every aspect of their lives, they're not in a position where they can make choices and decisions, because sometimes people do have to make mistakes. People have to go through that growth spurt. But let me get in here, get in Lowe's, my favorite store in the whole wide world, and get some material so I can do business, set apart business. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.